This is actually the Agenda 21 for Children book produced by the United Abominations. So if you're listening to us on podcast, I'm holding a book in my hand. It says Rescue Mission Planet Earth, a children's edition of Agenda 21. Now, Agenda 21 is the UN's plan for the 21st century. If you look on the back here, for those of you watching us, you can actually see it's published by the UN Environment Program, and UNESCO, which is the UN Education Agency. And I'm open to a page right now. It says the baby bomb. And adjacent to the page, you've got these Hindu deities sitting up in a cloud, and they're very, very alarmed. And then here you see all these storks delivering all these babies. That's why the Hindu deities are so alarmed. And the planet is like burning, climate change, whatever. And then you look on the page adjacent to it, and it says right here in very clear language, the planet groans every time it registers another birth. This is what the UN is teaching your children. Now let's go back to what God said, right? Going back to clear to Genesis. He said, be fruitful and multiply. It was literally the first command that he gave us. How can we allow our children to be taught this madness by the UN? The climate doesn't need you to save it. The planet's not going to be destroyed because you have babies. This is wickedness, Dave, and it has to be exposed.
Well, one of the most sobering, I mean, there's a lot sobering in this article. One of the lines is they really believe this. And so if you believe something, you will act on it. The real enemy is humanity itself. That's why there's so much focus on depopulation. So in another couple minutes, Alex, share whatever else you'd like about that.
Yeah, people need to understand that that is the agenda, right? It is satanic if we're just going to come out and be plain spoken about what's going on here. This is diabolical. It comes from the pit of hell. Everything God teaches, these people want to turn upside down. God ordained nations, they want to undermine nations and build a one world government. God ordained the family, they want to smash the family, and they disguise it with different terms, but ultimately it's about smashing the family. God created two sexes, so they want to create infinite genders. God said be fruitful and multiply, so they want to say don't be fruitful, don't multiply. That's going to be bad for the poor, suffering Mother Earth. Everything that God teaches, they are flipping on its head. God says thou shalt not steal. They say we need to steal everything from everyone to redistribute resources in an equitable way. God says thou shalt not murder. They say, did God really say? Is that really a human? I mean, come on, right? We're talking here about the mass slaughter of unborn babies, fully backed by the UN. It's wickedness. It's absolute wickedness. Yeah. And Christians, at least, need to not just understand this, but they need to resist it. They need to expose it. Ephesians 5:11 tells us to expose the unfruitful works of darkness, reprove the unfruitful works of darkness. And so I believe, as the Apostle Paul says, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're not going to fall for these pathetic tricks. And if we see it in our churches, we're going to call it out and say, no, that is not right. That doesn't line up with what the Word of God teaches. We are not going along with it. Just critical stuff for people to understand, Dave.